जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गंधर्विका गिरिधारी जीव की जय। जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन पंचतत्त्वात्मक श्री गौर हरि की जय। जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग श्री श्री राधा नयननाथ जीव की जय। जय श्री गौर नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथ देव की जय। जय नित्यलीला पृष्ठ ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस तत्तरस शिल भक्ति वल्लभ तीर्थ गोसाई महाराज की जय। जय नित्यलीला पृष्ठ ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस तत्तरस शिल भक्ति दैत माधव गोसाई महाराज की जय। जय नित्यलीला पृष्ठ ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस तत्तरस शिल भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय। जय परमहंस श्री गौर किशोर दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। जय शिशिल सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। जय वैष्णव सार्वभौम शिला जगन्नाथ दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। जय श्री रूपानुग गुरुवर की जय। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपी गोवर्धन वृंदावन श्री राधा कुंद श्याम कुंदात्मक श्री ब्रज मंदिर की जय। जय श्री नवदीप धाम की जय। जय श्री पुरुषोत्तम धाम की जय। जय श्री बलदेव सुभद्रा जगन्नाथ श्री सुदर्शन चक्र जीव की जय। जय श्री वृंदा देवी तुलसी देवी की जय। जय सर्वविघ्न विनाशनकारी श्री नृसिंह देव की जय। जय श्री हेरा पंचमी तिथि बरा की जय। जय श्री लक्ष्मी विजय महोत्सव की जय। जय अनंत गति वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जय समागत भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। गौर परमानंदे हरि बोल। वंदे हम श्री गुरु श्री जुता पदकमलं श्री गुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्री रूपं सग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ramo Hare Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare Hari Bol 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 Hari Bol. Today is a very auspicious day, Hera Pancami, that is 5th lunar day, and Lakshmi Vijay festival. So we'll hear from Chaitanya Charitamrita what this lila is. Knowing that the Hera Panchami festival was drawing near, King Prataparudra attentively talked with Kashi Mishra. Kashi Mishra is also one responsible for Jagannath Seva. Also in his house, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was staying. Tomorrow will be the function of Hera Panchami or Lakshmi Vijay. Hold this festival in a way that it has never been held before. King Prataparudra said, hold this festival in such a gorgeous way that upon seeing it, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be completely pleased and astonished. Take as many printed cloths, small bells, umbrellas and chamaras as there are in my storehouse and in the deity's storehouse. Chamara means that wick, that is for removal of flies and insects and like this. Collect all kinds of small and large flags and ringing bells. Then decorate the carrier and have various musical and dancing parties accompany it. In this way, decorate the carrier attractively. You should also double the quantity of prasadam. Make so much that it will even surpass the Ratha Yatra festival. Arrange the festival in such a way that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu may freely go with all his devotees to visit the deity without difficulty. In the morning, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took his personal associates with him to see Lord Jagannath at Sundarachal. Sundarachal means Gundicha temple. Achala means mountain or hill. So Sundar means beautiful. That where Jagannath is, that is Nilachal, blue mountain. Here is Sundarachal. And you have many Arunachal, so many mountains in India, they are with Achal. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his personal devotees returned to Nilachal with great eagerness to see Hera Pancami festival. Kashi Mishra received Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with great respect, and taking the Lord and his associates to a very nice place, he had them seated. So first they took darshan of Jagannath in Gundicha. He was there. Then they went to Nilachal because they wanted to see this, what Lakshmi will do. After taking his seat, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to hear about a particular mellow of devotional service. Rasa Vishesh. Therefore, mildly smiling, he began to question Swarup Damodar. Although Lord Jagannath enjoys his pastimes at Dwarakadham and naturally manifests sublime liberality there, still once a year he becomes unlimitedly eager to see Vrindavan. Pointing out the neighboring gardens, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "All these gardens exactly resemble Vrindavan. Therefore, Lord Jagannath is very eager to see them again." Externally, he gives the excuse that he wants to participate in the Ratha Yatra festival, but actually he wants to leave Jagannath Puri to go to Sundarachal, the Gundicha temple, a replica of Vrindavan. Like that he is going to excursion, like traveling, pleasure trip. That is excuse. But in reality, he wants to see Vrindavan. That we heard during Ratha Yatra festival, this explanation. The Lord enjoys his pastimes day and night in various flower gardens there. But why does he not take Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune, with him? Swarup Damodar replied, "My dear Lord, please hear the reason for this. Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune, cannot be admitted to the pastimes of Vrindavan. In the pastimes of Vrindavan, the only assistants are the gopis. But for the gopis, no one can attract the mind of Krishna." The Lord said, Vrindavan Krishna Saha Gopigan, Gopigan Bina Krishna, Horite Naremon. See, Horite, to attract. Haran means to steal or to attract. Haran. From this comes Hari and comes Hara. And from Hara comes Hare, that is Radhe. The Lord said, using the car festival as an excuse, Krishna goes there with Subhadra and Baladev. All the pastimes with the gopis that take place in those gardens are very confidential ecstasies of Lord Krishna. No one knows them. Still, there is no fault at all in Krishna's pastimes. Why? No, since there is no fault at all in Krishna's pastimes, why does the goddess of fortune become angry? Swarup Damodar replied, "It is the nature of a girl afflicted by love to become immediately angry upon finding any neglect on the part of her lover." While Swarup Damodar and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were talking, the procession of the goddess of fortune came by. She was riding upon a golden palanquin carried by 4 men and bedecked with a variety of jewels. The palanquin was also surrounded by people carrying umbrellas, chamara whisks, and flags, and it was preceded by musicians and dancing girls. The maidservants were carrying water pitchers, chamara whisks, and boxes for betel nuts. There were hundreds of maidservants, all attractively dressed and wearing valuable necklaces. In an angry mood, the goddess of fortune arrived at the main gate of the temple, accompanied by many members of her family, all of whom exhibited uncommon opulence. When the procession arrived, the maidservants of the goddess of fortune began to arrest all the principal servants of Lord Jagannath, that is near Gundicha. The maidservants bound the servants of Jagannath, handcuffed them, and made them fall down at the lotus feet of the goddess of fortune. Indeed, they were arrested just like thieves who have all their riches taken away. Here in the commentary, Srila Bhaktan Swami Maharaj told, when Lord Jagannath starts his card festival, he gives assurance to the goddess of fortune that he will return the next day. When he does not return, the goddess of fortune, after waiting 2 or 3 days, begins to feel that her husband has neglected her. She naturally becomes quite angry. Gorgeously decorating herself and her associates, she comes out of the temple and stands before the main gate. All the principal servants of Lord Jagannath are then arrested by her maidservants, brought before her and forced to fall down at her lotus feet. Oh, it seems this is happening there in front of main temple, not near Gundicha. That is at the main gate. When the servants fell down before the lotus feet of the goddess of fortune, they almost fell unconscious. They were chastised and made the butt of jokes and loose language. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associates saw such impudence exhibited by the maidservants of the goddess of fortune, they covered their faces with their hands and began to smile, because you should not openly laugh. So they covered. That is not respectful, not polite, if you like openly laugh. Sarup Damodar said, there is no egoistic pride like this within the 3 worlds. At least I have never seen or heard of it. Here egoistic pride does not mean this worldly ego. It means transcendental identity of Lakshmi. So out of that, she exhibited, this is one kind of rasa, this man, jealous anger. But it is for the satisfaction of Krishna, not for personal enjoyment like in this world. When a woman is neglected and disappointed out of egoistic pride, she gives up her ornaments and morosely sits down on the ground, marking lines on it with her nails. I have heard of this kind of pride in Satyabhama, Krishna's proudest queen, and I have also heard of it in the gopis of Vrindavan, who are the reservoirs of all transcendental mellows. But in the case of the goddess of fortune, I see a different kind of pride. She manifests her opulences and even goes with her soldiers to attack her husband. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, please tell me of the varieties of egoistic pride manifested in Vrindavan. Swarup Damodar replied, the pride of the gopis is like a river flowing with hundreds of tributaries. So different servants, servitors, they have different moods. All are serving Krishna according to their mood. That is, of course, inspired by Krishna. He gives those moods and services. So different servitors, and there is no higher and lower. It is just like a vishesh, speciality, because every devotee is fully satisfied in his own rasa and in his own seva. Though from neutral standpoint we can say that Madhurya rasa is superior to others because more qualities are present there inside, but from subjective perspective, each devotee feels his own rasa is the best and he is fully satisfied. There is no lack of satisfaction. There in Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Narad Goswami, he asked, why does Krishna not give to all highest rasa? Then there is written, because there are unlimited varieties of leelas of Krishna, and there are unlimited varieties of servitors in different moods to satisfy Krishna, and each devotee feels fully satisfied. There is no lack. So here I will not read this part because it is long, and also we cannot understand properly, and also in public it is not good. Here we heard before, these are intimate pastimes, not so easy to understand if you are not properly spiritually trained, and also there is a risk of associating this with man-woman relation in this world. But it is not like that. This is fully transcendental. It is different totally. Here, lust means, as we heard yesterday, trying to satisfy your own senses or the material senses of another. But Krishna Prema is something totally different. That is satisfying the transcendental senses of Krishna. That is love, and this is lust. Either gross or subtle. But that is totally different. But looks like. So those who are not properly spiritually trained, they should not hear this, and because they will misunderstand. That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never discussed these things in public. Only with his own personal associates who are in Maduras, he was relishing this, but not with others. Also in Bhagavatam there is warning that only those who have adhikar, they are allowed to, means those who have qualification, not everyone. And there is danger if you try to imitate, then you will be ruined. So here there is, this I will not read. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt unlimited happiness upon hearing these descriptions. And he again and again requested Swarup Damodar to continue speaking. Damodar Goswami said, Krishna is the master of all transcendental mellows and the taster of all transcendental mellows, and his body is composed of transcendental bliss. You will find in the writings of Bhaktivinoda Thakur expressing this point, and before him also Babajis, they told that this Sringara Rasa or Madhurya Rasa should not sing those songs or explain these things in public or with unqualified devotees. And then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur also explained, and also our Guru Vargas, I heard from Srila Bhaktivedanta Puri Goswami Maharaj, he told, you have no right for this. And when you read Bhagavatam, then when you come to 10th canto and that chapters of Ras Lila, then you should skip you should not read that. You skip those chapters, and from that you read. Now you have no right. Our Bharati Maharaj in Puri, he was reading Bhagavatam, and this topic came, he skipped. He did not read. Our Gurudev also not. They told there is a reason behind. That does not mean that they don't know or that they don't want to give. The only point is you must have qualifications. Then in private place with qualified devotees, they were discussing this and relishing this, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying, Krishna is full of ecstatic love and always subordinate to the love of his devotees. The gopis are very much experienced in pure love and in the dealings of transcendental mellows. There is one recording on YouTube also of Srila Bhaktivedanta Puri Goswami Maharaj. He is explaining this. You have no right for these topics. Our Bharati Maharaj also, some devotees, they requested him, you speak. Then Bharati Maharaj told, I was sitting there. He said, this is not easy to digest. Even if you say you are a surrendered soul, but Rukmini also she told she surrendered to Krishna before marriage. But when the practical exam came, when the Narad was requesting you give food dust of your feet to the lotus feet, means to head of Krishna to cure his headache, then they were not able to give. Because they were thinking, then we will go to hell. So like that, Bharati Maharaj directly told, you may say we are surrendered souls, but like there is some disease in the body which ordinarily you cannot detect. But with ultrasound, if you check, then you can see there is something there with ordinary eye you cannot see. So Bharati Maharaj said, we are not now fully surrendered. So then all those devotees, they understood what Bharati Maharaj wants to say, so he did not speak this topic. And when our Gurudev was in Moscow, so there were programs, then one devotee said to Gurudev, there are also some other devotees here, so if Maharaj, if you would speak Raslila topic, then so many more devotees will come. They will be interested, so many. So you please speak. Then Gurudev said, I did not come here to please the audience or to get more audience. I did not come here for this purpose. I came here for the service of Krishna. That is my target. So we have to serve Krishna according to his desire, not for our bigger audience, for name and fame like this. And Gurudev did not speak. Our Parangurudev, he was in Dehradun, and some Bengali people, they were living there. They had Bengali club. They heard one sadhu from Bengal came, preacher. So they invited. Then they requested, Maharaj, you please speak Raslila. Then Parangurudev said, that topic I am not qualified to speak. Though Parangurudev is Gopi coming from Golok Vrindavan, but he said, I am not qualified to speak this topic. Means they are not qualified. So he said, I cannot speak, but I can speak about the biographies of devotees, about Dhruva and Prahlad, how they worshipped Supreme Lord. That I can speak. So he spoke that topic. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was hearing from Gadadhar Pandit Goswami these topics. There is no flaw or adulteration in the love of the gopis. Therefore, they give Krishna the highest pleasure. That is pure prema. It is like a sun, and lust is like darkness. or like gold and rusted iron. Totally different. And there in the Ras Leela topic also you can, that verse is there. If with firm belief you hear about this Leela from pure devotee, realized soul, then you will get highest type of bhakti, and your lust will be removed. So one is like a light, another is like a darkness. They are not same. If they would be same, then how one will remove the another? Or where this one is present, there can be no that one. Like you will find in Ramayana, Tulsi Das, Hindi Ramayana. Jaha kam, taha nahi ram. Where there is kam, lust, there is no ram. Jaha ram, taha nahi kam. Where there is ram, there is no lust. Like light, like day and night cannot be at the same time. Impossible. So this is totally different. But if we are not spiritually trained, if we just hear Lila, then we may misunderstand. Then your lust will be increased. That is why Jiva Goswami also wrote in Bhakti Sandarbha that this Lila should not be heard by those who are interested in other asas like Dasya, Sakha, Vatsalya, and also it should not be heard by those who have no control over their genitals. If there is still transformation in their genitals, they should not hear. Jiva Goswami wrote in Bhakti Sandarbha that we credited that verse, he explained. So it is not a joke. Our acharyas, they don't want to deprive us. They want to give us real thing. That is why they are saying in this way. Gradually you should qualify yourself through devotional practice according to your level, then you will come to that platform. Then again this topic is starting about Rasa Leela. Here there are some descriptions which may be misunderstood. As Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard these talks, his ocean of transcendental bliss increased. He therefore told Sarup Damodar, go on speaking, and thus Sarup Damodar continued. Then there is the description of Radharani's love and ecstatical symptoms and different moods. Upon hearing this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very happy. And being absorbed in this happiness, he embraced Sarup Damodar Goswami. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then asked Sarup Damodar, please speak of the ecstatic ornaments decorating the body of Srimati Radharani, by which she enchants the mind of Govinda. Then again, Sarup Damodar Goswami is explaining. These things are not manifested even in Srimad Bhagavatam. They are only indicated slightly in Bhagavatam. But by the grace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are openly spoken here in Chaitanya Charitamrita, but with caution. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami also gives some warning and explanation and everything, so that it is not misunderstood. Our Parangurudev, some parts of Chaitanya Charitamrita, he only read through like with Sanskrit and Bengali, but not explained. Only read and then come to next topic. Certain portions of Chaitanya, like this one. If it is with general meeting and general devotees, in that he did not. But inside his room, with his own god brothers, realized souls, Prabhupada's disciples, he spoke these things. They were discussing, because I heard from my Gurudev. He told, once I entered to my Gurudev's room because something was necessary, so I heard them. They were speaking these things, but only in private. It is not at all possible to describe the unlimited pastimes of Sri Krishna, even though he himself describes them in his avatar as Sahasrabadana, means the thousand-mouthed Sheshanak. At this time, Srivas Thakur smiled and told Sarup Damodar, "My dear sir, please hear. Just see how opulent my goddess of fortune is. As far as Vrindavan's opulence is concerned, it consists of a few flowers and twigs, some minerals from the hills, a few peacock feathers, and the plant known as gunja. From gunja you get one very small berries, fruit, gunja fruit. That is very good. In Vrindavan you will find red color. When Jagannath decided to see Vrindavan, he went there, and upon hearing this, the goddess of fortune experienced restlessness and jealousy. She wondered, why did Lord Jagannath give up so much opulence and go to Vrindavan? To make him a laughing stock, the goddess of fortune made arrangements for such decoration. No, for much decoration. Then the maidservants of the goddess of fortune said to the servants of Lord Jagannath, why did your Lord Jagannath abandon the great opulence of the goddess of fortune and for the sake of few leaves, fruits and flowers, go to see the flower garden of Srimati Radharani? This is added by Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj. In the Bengali verse you will find Tomar Thakur, Dekho eto sampati chari, patra phol phul lobe gela pushpo bari. Means your master, Tomar Thakur, Dekho eto sampati chari, you see, he gave up so much sampati, means wealth. Patra means leaf, phol, fruit, full, flower. Lobe means with desire, greed. Gela pushpabari, like in that flower garland. Why he went? Your master is so expert at everything, but why does he do such things? Now bring your master before the goddess of fortune. In this way, all the maidservants of the goddess of fortune arrested the servants of Jagannath, bound them around the waist, and brought them before the goddess of fortune. When all the maidservants brought Lord Jagannath's servants before the lotus feet of the goddess of fortune, the Lord's servants were fined and forced to submit. Yes, now I remember, because during the time when Jagannath is there in Gundicha, then there is another set of servants, not this opulent from Dwaraka, but those Shabaras, those tribals coming from that Vishwavasu. We heard that, how Jagannath appeared. Indradyumna Maharaj's devotee, he wanted to get darshan of Nil Madhav. Then Vidyapati, his servant, he was searching everywhere and he came to that place, the tribal place, Shavara, the tribals. Then in forest, Vishwasu was worshipping Nil Madhav. And then you know how then Jagannath appears. So those from that line, they are serving Jagannath during this time in Gundicha. And also during after Snan Yatra, when Jagannath is sick, sickness pastime, that time they are also serving Jagannath, this Shabara line. And here in Brindavan also, because they are these Brindavan mood servants, forest people. When, yes, all the maid servants began to beat the Ratha car with sticks, and they treated the servants of Lord Jagannath almost like thieves. So because of this, I was thinking this is happening near Gundicha, because Rath is waiting now there in front of Gundicha, 3 chariots, and then after some time Jagannath will go back on same chariots. So here it is written, they Rater upore kore dander taron. They were beating on the Rath. Finally, all of Lord Jagannath's servants submitted to the goddess of fortune with folded hands, assuring her that they would bring Lord Jagannath before her the very next day. Being thus pacified, the goddess of fortune returned to her apartment. Just see, my goddess of fortune is opulent beyond all description. That is Srivas Thakur is saying to Sarup Damodar. Srivas Thakur continued to address Sarup Damodar. Your gopis are engaged in boiling milk and churning it into yogurt. But my mistress, the goddess of fortune, sits on a throne made of jewels and gems. Srivas Thakur, who was enjoying the mood of Narada Muni, thus made jokes. Hearing him, all the personal servants of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began to smile. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then told Srivas Thakur, my dear Srivas, your nature is exactly like that of Narada Muni. The Supreme Personality of Godhead's opulence is having a direct influence upon you. Sarup Damodar is a pure devotee of Vrindavan. He does not even know what opulence is, for he is simply absorbed in pure devotional service. Here in Bengali, Iho Damodar Sarup Shuddha Brajavasi. Aishvarjana Jane Iho Shuddha Preme Bhasi. Means he is Shuddha Brajavasi. He never visited Vrindavan in his life, Sarup Damodar Goswami, for parikrama or stay there, never. Then why Mahaprabhu is saying Shuddha Brajavasi? Because his mood is, his love is that of Brajavasi. He is Lalita Sakhi. So Shuddha Preme Bhasi. He is floating in Shuddha Prem. That is such Prem, love. Why it is called Shuddha? Because there is no Aishwarya Gyan, that he is God, Krishna is God. No, this Gyan. In Narayan there is Prem, but there is this knowledge, he is God. So there is some restriction in love. But in Vrindavan, they don't know Krishna is God, he is my beloved. So that is pure love, there is no restriction. So that is Shuddha Prema. Sarup Damodar then retorted, my dear Srivas, please hear me with attention. You have forgotten the transcendental opulence of Vrindavan. The natural opulence of Vrindavan is just like an ocean. The opulence of Dwaraka and Vaikuntha is not even to be compared to a drop. Shri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, full of all opulences, and his complete opulences are exhibited only in Vrindavan Dham, means rasa, according to rasa, not jewel and this. This also is there, but it is not prominent like in Vaikuntha. Vrindavan Dham is made of transcendental touchstone. Its entire surface is the source of all valuable jewels, and the Chintamani stone is used to decorate the lotus feet of the maidservants of Vrindavan. That is very costly gem, Chintamani. Whatever you think, he will fulfill. Vrindavan is a natural forest of desire trees and creepers. That desire tree also, what you will think, what you will want, he will give you. And the inhabitants do not want anything but the fruits and flowers of those desire trees. That is seva of Krishna. You will find in Madhavendra Puri's his desire tree in Vrindavan. So there it is written in Gaur Ganesh Deepika, he is producing the leaves and fruits of all different bhavas, services of Krishna and moods of services. So only those fruits and flowers devotees want, means rasa with Krishna. Relationship. In Vrindavan there are cows that fulfill all desires, kamadhenus, and their number is unlimited. They graze from forest to forest and deliver only milk. The people want nothing else. So you see, you have Chintamani, you have Kalpavriksha, and you have Kamadhenu, cow, wish-fulfilling cow. In Vrindavan, the natural speech of the people sounds like music, like singing they are speaking, and their natural motion resembles a dance. The water of in Vrindavan is nectar, and the Brahmajyoti effulgence, which is full of transcendental bliss, is directly perceived there in its form. The gopis there are also goddesses of fortune, and they surpass the goddess of fortune who abides in Vaikuntha. In Vrindavan, Lord Krishna is always playing his transcendental flute, which is his dear companion. Shriyah Kantah Kantah Paramapurusha Kalpataravo Druma Bhumischinta Manigana Mayito Yamamritam Kathaganam Natyam Gamanam Apivangshi Priyasaki Chit Anandam Jyoti Paramapitat Asvadyamapicha. This is from Brahma Samhita, at the end of that verse spoken by Brahma at the end. The damsels of Vrindavan, the gopis, are super goddesses of fortune. The enjoyer in Vrindavan is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. The trees there are all wish-fulfilling trees, and the land is made of transcendental touchstone. The water is all nectar. The talking is singing, the walking is dancing, and the constant companion of Krishna is his flute. The effulgence of transcendental bliss is experienced everywhere. Therefore, Vrindavan Dham is the only relishable abode. Chintamanischaranabushanamangananam Shringara Pushpataravastarava Suranam Vrindavane Vrajadanam Nanukamadhenu Brinda Nicheti Sukasinduraho Vibhutihi. The anklets on the damsels of Brajabhumi are made of Chintamani stone. The trees are wish-fulfilling trees, and they produce flowers with which the gopis decorate themselves. There are also wish-fulfilling cows, which deliver unlimited quantities of milk. These cows constitute the wealth of Vrindavan. Thus, Vrindavan's opulence is blissfully exhibited. This is written by Bilva Mangal Thakur and is quoted by Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. You can remember Bilva Mangal Thakur. He was Brahmin born, but he was attracted to one prostitute, and he was enjoying with her, and he became addicted. Then even on his father's Shraddha day, father died, then there was Shraddha day. On that day you should not cross the river. It is prohibited, a rule. But he was so attracted that he, even on that day, he went to cross the river. And there was a big storm. No boat was there to carry him across. But he was so eager, he started swimming. And he was thinking there is one wood. He catch hold and he was floating. Then he came another side. And then he came to the wall of the house of, her name was Chintamani. So there was a big storm, full rain, everything. And there were crocodiles also in the water, but he did not mind anything. He was so much eager, so much greedy, lobha. Then he was thinking how to cross, because the door was closed, how to cross over this wall. Then he saw one rope there. And he's thinking this is rope, but it was actually a snake. So he caught hold of that snake, was stuck there in the hole. Then he climbed over. And then finally he knocked on the door of Chintamani, and Chintamani was surprised. Why you came here? How you could come? Then because he was so mad, he said, you send that log of wood in the river, you send it for me. That is how I crossed. And here you put a rope over the wall. And the point was that his body was very bad smell that time, because that was not wood. That was one dead body floating. And Chintamani could understand. That was dead body. That smell she could understand. That was dead body. And this was snake. And so much storm. And also your father's Shraddha. So why you came? If you would have such greed for Krishna, then you have for my body made of bones and blood and skin and these things, your life would be successful. If you had such greed for serving Krishna, then this touched his heart. Then he said, yes, you are right. I am such a foolish person, so mad, so fallen. Then he accepted her as her Shiksha Guru. When he was writing this Krishna Karnamrita, he spoke, she is my Shiksha Guru, Chintamani, and Somagiri, my Diksha Guru, like this he was telling. Then again further he was going to Vrindavan, and there again on the way he saw one wife of one person. She was carrying water from the tank to house, and he became attracted to her by seeing her. Then he went there to that house, and that husband and wife, they received him. They were thinking some sadhu, mendicant, so they said, how we can serve you, what you want? He said, yes, I want something from your wife. I want her hairpins. You give. Then they were surprised, and okay, she gave. Then with those hairpins he plucked out his eyes. He said, by these eyes I became attracted. So it is not good. He became blind, and then he was going to Vrindavan, but he does not know where to go, because now he's blind. But only calling Krishna. Then Krishna himself came to him as a small boy, and he said, I know where is Vrindavan. You catch my hand, I will take you. Then in this way he came to Vrindavan, and he lived there for 700 years or something. And he wrote this Krishna Karnamrita with the Leela of Krishna, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got it in South India. And he was hearing this Krishna Karnamrita and Brahma Sanhita and songs of Jayadev and this. So Rupa Goswami quoted him many times in Bhakti Rasamrita Bilo Mangal Thakur. So that greed, if you have for worldly things, that will take you to hell. But if you have greed for the service of Krishna, then that will take you to Krishna. That is qualification for Raganuga sadhana. If you have that greed, strong desire, the Jiva Goswami told, the symptom is there is no any other desire, only that one point, that desire. In Bhakti Sandarbha you will find. So this is Swarup Damodar told, this is Vrindavan, such opulence is there. Srivas Thakur then began to dance in ecstatic love. He vibrated sounds by slapping his armpits with the palms of his hands. This sound he made. And he laughed very loudly. Thus Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard these discussions about the pure transcendental mellow of Srimati Radharani. Absorbed in transcendental ecstasy, the Lord began to dance. While Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing in ecstatic love and Swarup Damodar was singing, the Lord said, go on singing, go on singing. The Lord then extended his own ears. His ears became bigger. Thus Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ecstatic love was awakened by hearing the songs of Vrindavan. In this way he inundated Purushottam Jagannath Puri with love of Godhead. Finally, the goddess of fortune returned to her apartment. In due course of time, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing, afternoon arrived. After much singing, all four Sankirtan parties grew fatigued, means tired. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ecstatic love increased twofold. While dancing, absorbed in Srimati Radharani's ecstatic love, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in her very form. Seeing this from a distant place, Nityananda Prabhu offered prayers. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his face became like Radharani's face. Same complexion, everything. Because of so much absorbed in Radha Bhav, so Nityananda Prabhu stood there from distance. Because he is Baladev Prabhu, Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, they told to Baladev, you are elder brother. Krishna is your younger brother, so you have to take care of him. He is very naughty, so there is some Vatsalya Bhav in Baladev. That is why Baladev is not entering where Radha and Krishna are doing their pastimes. Not to disturb the rasa. If Baladev sees here Radharani went, footsteps of Radharani, then he will change his direction. If Radharani sees that Krishna is with Baladev, that footsteps, she will also not go there. So Baladev is not going there. Only as Ananga Manjari, that is another form of Baladev, that is Baladeva Gopi, that is Ananga Manjari, he's entering those pastimes, but not as Baladev, because then Rasa Virod will come. Improper mood. Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained in this case here. That is why also in Gauriya Math you will not find Nityananda Prabhu on the altar, same with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Radha Krishna, because Nityananda cannot. Gaurango and Radha Krishna. If you want to Nitai Gaurango, then you have to separately put, not in same altar. Seeing the ecstatic love of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu did not approach, but remained a little distance away. Only Nityananda Prabhu could catch Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but the ecstatic mood of the Lord would not stop. At the same time, Kirtan could not be continued, because all were tired, and Nityananda Prabhu can catch or stop Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but he is not going near, because Mahaprabhu is in Radha Bhav. Then what to do? Swarup Damodar, Lalita, then informed the Lord that all the devotees were fatigued. Seeing this situation, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to his external senses. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then entered the flower garden with all his devotees. After resting there for some time, he took his afternoon bath. Then there arrived a large quantities of variety of food that had been offered to Sri Jagannath and a variety that had been offered to the goddess of fortune. Means after festival there must be Harikatha, Kirtan and Prasad also. Then it is complete. Every festival. If you miss one out, it is not complete. Kirtan, Harikatha and Prasad. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu finished his afternoon lunch, and after his evening bath, he went to see Lord Jagannath. So this is today's festival in Jagannath Puri, when Lakshmi displays her jealous anger and opulence and everything, and Jagannath's sons are arrested. They promise, and then this discussion also was there. What is Vrindavan Lila and what is Vaikuntha Lila? You can remember once Lakshmi Devi also wanted to enter into Vrindavan's Rasa Lila. But she did tapasya, but still now she is doing, but she cannot enter, because she is not accepting the mood of a gopi. Only those who accept the mood of gopi, they can enter Vrindavan. Upanishads, they could accept. And those rishis in the forest during Ram Lila, they accepted Gopi Bhav. They could enter, but Lakshmi cannot, because she is always worshipping in that opulence mood. That, of course, that is her department, that is her seva. Only this lila is only to show the comparison between different lilas. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to distribute that Braja Prem, Gopi Prem. Tomorrow we'll further hear. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare Hari Bol 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 Jai Shri Shri Guru Gaurango Gandharvika Giridhari Ji ki Jai Jai Shri Shri Guru Gaurango Shri Radha Madan Mohan Panchatatatmak Shri Gaura Huri ki Jai Jai Shri Shri Guru Gaurango Shri Radha Nayananath Ji ki Jai Jai Shri Gaura Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai Jai Shri Jagannath Dev ki Jai Jai Patit Pavan Shila Gurudev ki Jai Jai Shila Parang Gurudev ki Jai Jai Shila Prabhupada ki Jai Jai Shri Rupanuga Guruvare ki Jai Jai Shri Panchatattva Prabhu ki Jai Jai Shri Brinda Devi Tulsi Devi ki Jai Jai Sarva Vigna Vinashana Kari Shri Nri Shingadev ki Jai Jai Anantakoti Vaishnava Brinda ki Jai Jai Samagata Bhakta Brinda ki Jai Jai Shri Hera Pancami Titi Baraki Jai Jai Shri Lakshmi Vijay Mahamahotsav ki Jai Jai Anantakoti Vaishnava Brinda ki Jai Jai Samagata Bhakta Brinda ki Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai Gaur Pramanande Hari Bol. Thank you all. Dandavat Pranam. Hari Bol.